G'day guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back for another episode of Wasteland Survival. So in the last episode I finished up by, mostly getting this staircase complete, or at least, kind of figuring out what sort of design I want for it. Now somebody in the comments section mentioned that these staircases kind of look weird, them being non-symmetrical, and I gotta say I kind of agree with him. They don't really look that great, so I think maybe I will... Oh yeah, and by the way, I've dug out this side as well, and I've made the exact same frame as I did on that side. I just haven't gone ahead and put in the metal beams and things like that in the middle, nor the staircases, so that is something that I need to do on this side as well. You can also see that I changed the floor on this side to the sci-fi interior walls. I think it just looks a little bit nicer than this side. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of these interior walls. Well, they look okay when you've got like a line of them, but when you make an entire platform out of them, I don't think they actually look that great. So yeah, that's kind of, yeah, I've got to change those. So I think what I'll do is I am going to change this staircase. I guess what I could do is I could make them like kind of a little bit more symmetrical, but not totally symmetrical, by changing the direction of this staircase here so that it like kind of comes over this way and then goes across this way and then goes up. So I could do that, but I think I might just make them totally symmetrical, and obviously that's going to mean that I have to completely readjust all of this catwalk up here. So you know what, maybe let's do that now. So let's get rid of all this because I'm gonna have to get rid of these and then start all over again. Now, the hardest part is probably going to be getting it to join up here. So I think I'll start, well actually let's get rid of these blocks here too, because we won't need those because we're going to change them. Let's try not to grind down the stuff that we actually need. Yeah, okay, so let's start from there. Alright, now I need a set of stairs. So we're going to go identical to the other side. So then we'll go our catwalks. So I need this catwalk and then this catwalk here. No, sorry. I want a corner piece. Yep, like that. And then I got to put another corner piece on the other side of that one. Then our ladder. Or sorry, our staircase. And then I guess I might as well just keep putting in the staircases, and then we can just come back and do the rest of the stuff later, or the catwalks later. So then we need to put this staircase here, and then here as well. Alright, so the rest I'll leave for later. I'll probably do that in a time-lapse fashion because it's pretty self-explanatory what I'm going to do there. I don't want to repeat things over and over again. So let's put in, I think I'll start by putting in these catwalks everywhere I need them to be. So we'll place one there as well, and then one here, and then we can just go ahead and put in our corner pieces willy-nilly like that, and put in another one there, and then jump down here and put in another one here. Oh darn it. I missed a railing. I missed a catwalk. Okay, now we can put this in. And then move this one over like that. And we're going to put a corner piece here, I think. And another one on this side. Okay, is that all of the catwalks? I don't know if it is. Okay, so let's get rid of this and this. And then I'm pretty happy with all that being the way that it is, except this needs to change to a catwalk with a railing on one side, like so that we don't fall down that edge there. That edge there is fine, and it should just be a case of this all being kind of symmetrical, so it should be a lot easier to build as well. Alright, so now we just need our catwalks here. So I'm going to go for one with a railing on one side again. I'm going to have to delete that one because that one was placed incorrectly. Okay, I think that is all of them. So, yeah. And let's grind away this one because we don't actually need it. And, yeah, I do actually think that looks much better. So now, all we need to do is make that staircase go all the way up and then get everything welded up. So, like I said though, probably going to do that in a bit of a time-lapse fashion. Maybe I'll just do this one, and then I'll do this one off camera. I don't know. I'll see how it goes. Alright, and there we have it. It's all welded up, and it's actually looking pretty sweet, I reckon. I think I've managed to fill this space quite well, given, you know, yeah, the limitations I've had. Or how big this space was, I should say. Alright, so what I want to do now is add in some lights. So I'm just trying to think which side I want to add them on. I think I might add the lights on the inside of that railing there. So let's grab a whole bunch of interior lights. And I think I still have a boatload of lights that are improperly named throughout this base. So I'm going to have to go and fix that at some point. Alright, so I'm going to put the light on this level. Can I put it there? No, I can't. Alright, so it's got to be here. I really wish the light's orientation would just stay the same the next time you go to place the block. Oh, these stairs. Oh, come on, just stay vertical, damn it. Do we want one there? Yeah, I think we do. Alright, so we'll place one there anyway. We'll see how we go with that. Place another one there. One more there. 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 And there is going to be a problem, so we're going to probably have to put one on this side. So actually, what I didn't do is I didn't go ahead and I didn't put the floors in. So when I do put the floors in, I'm probably going to have a bit of a problem here, in that these floors are going to interfere with that light here. So I honestly don't really know what to do about that. Hopefully this light being over here should kind of fill the void, but we'll have to kind of wait and see. So matter of fact, I should probably go ahead and think about putting these floors in now. So what I'll do is I'll get rid of these catwalks here, because they're going to have to go anyway. So what have we got? We need to have, well, first of all, we need to get rid of this light, and then I'm going to place, what does this catwalk need to be? This catwalk needs to be, I think, just a flat catwalk. Okay, so I can't put anything there. That's annoying. How did I go about it that time around? Alright, so I just put a flat catwalk like that. And this time it's a little bit different because I've got my stairs here. So I believe that the catwalk only went to about this point. So I'm going to have to put a railing here. Yeah, it is. It's one spaced away from the wall, so that's fine. Okay, so then here we'll put in a graded catwalk with a railing on one side like that. And then we'll do that all the way along until we get to about this point. Then we'll go for our corner piece. Are we ready for a corner piece here? No. Place one there. Now we'll need a double. Like I said before, I can never get this menu figured out. Okay, there we go. That's the one we want. And then I think this honestly needs to just be an end piece. So one of these. Yep, that looks good. And then we just need to rinse and repeat what we did before. So we need a double, then a single, then an end piece. Like that. And now we can put in our light. Well, first of all, I think we've got to finish this. So let's try and finish this off. So we need that one. And do I make them go this way? I think I might. Did I do that down here? Yeah, I did. Yep, okay, cool. So now they're kind of matching. I am wondering though, do I actually change these to yellow? I might play around with that and might, yeah, change that color. So this section, I actually left this floor bare because I knew I was going to have to put a floor in here. And this is as high as the stairs are going to go. So I'm not going to have any stairs that go up to this point. So let's once again put in our catwalks. So we're going to need probably one of these actually. I need to get rid of that. No, I will leave that. That catwalk is fine where it is. So what we need now is a catwalk with a railing on one side, then a corner, and then we need railing on one side, once more, corner, then we just need our railings with one side once again. Run all those along here like this, and then we just need to figure out something to put there. Oh yeah, that's right, I actually do need to put railings there because you can actually fall through that that little gap there in the beam block, so it is possible to actually fall through that. So we're gonna have to get rid of this light, get rid of that, and then this one as well. I really wish I could have them there. I really want them there. So yeah, it kind of sucks, but what can I really do about that? Okay, so this catwalk, I'll just run all the way across this way. Then we'll go for catwalk like this. Now we need to start thinking about some railings. So here I'll go corner piece, put a corner piece over here, railing on one side, then standard catwalk, which will go like that. And yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. Okay, so now let's review where our lights are and where they are not. So we have a light at that level, but we don't have one at this level, so our light really needs to be probably about here. So we'll put two lights there. We can't put a light... Yeah, so I'll have to leave that light there. I can't put a light there, that's fine. I can put one here, however. So we can do that. What do I do here? So we have our light underneath there. No, we don't. So we need our light there, and there, and there, and there. Maybe I just put one alternating on either side, like it... I suppose you can never have enough lights, can you? Well, at least in my book you can't. Actually, we had a pretty decent run of getting these things to stay vertical. So, but it seems like that run has ended. Alright, one there. There. Can't put one there. Can't put one there. There is already one there, already one there. And I think that concludes the interior lights. So, now let's get all these welded up. Actually... darn it. I was trying to get rid of just the light itself, but I'm going to leave them unfinished because then I can actually find these things in the menu and actually rename them. So let me quickly rename them, get them all welded up, and then we can play around with the settings of them and see how they actually look. Alright, and there we go. So all of our lights are now installed. I actually will go ahead and change these beam blocks here to end pieces as well, so I'll do that a bit later. So anyway, let's turn my character's lights off so we can get a full appreciation of these lights. They actually look pretty cool, to be honest, how they kind of go with the staircase. I don't think they actually would have looked as good if I had not have made those staircases symmetrical. So yeah, thanks to whoever it was in the comments who mentioned that. Although to be honest, I was kind of thinking about changing that anyway. Alright, what am I doing? Let's find our silo lights. So as you can see, I've gone ahead, I've renamed them all. I have a whole bunch of interior lights throughout the base that aren't actually labeled properly. This is a bug with this game. I think I just have too many things in this menu. Matter of fact, how many things do I have? Like, look at this. This is all the stuff that's in this base. It's just insane. No wonder the game takes so long to load now. So, alright, let's adjust these colors. Alright, inventory. Right, okay, so let's go for 170, 100. I'll go for a radius of about, let's say 10 meters. Let's see how that looks. Fall off 2, usual. Intensity, 0.8, usual. Offset, 0. Not so usual, but we'll keep it at that anyway. Alright, let's have a look. Let's see how it looks. Do I get rid of 0? That's right. I've been playing so many other games lately that, well, not so many, but I've been playing other games lately and I kind of forget the button combinations for this one. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. It does maybe look a little bit too lit up, so maybe we can bump that radius down a little bit. Alright, so let me maybe change it to, I don't know, let's go for 7.5 and see how that looks. So that's a full block less. So that should make it look a little bit more interesting. I don't want it to be totally, yeah, I don't want to have total coverage. I do want a little bit of blotchiness. I think that is actually a pretty good compromise. I think that looks pretty decent. Now, one other thing I was thinking about doing, and I don't know if this is actually going to work out, so we'll have to kind of test it out, but I was actually thinking about putting a spotlight here, facing downwards, so I think that might give this place an interesting look. Although let's just place one here temporarily, turn it on and just see what it looks like, because I don't even know if it's actually going to look any good. Let's place one there. And yeah, actually it doesn't look too bad. I wish that bit extended a little bit further, but it's actually looking pretty good. So let's change the color of this to probably 190 for red, and then no, I don't, and then there we go. 190, 215. It gives it a little bit of a blue tinge. Man, I'm really struggling with the menus at the moment. Yeah, so it actually looks pretty good. We have a little bit of light spillage over here. We've got a bit of spillage here. I think it actually looks quite decent, that being there. So I may just leave that. And I am pretty happy with how it's turned out overall. I might adjust this radius though. It looks blotchy, but maybe a little bit too blotchy. So let's go back in here. Let's change this radius for these accent lights to about, let's go with 8.25. I think that might be a little bit of a happy medium. Yeah, so now we have a little bit of light shining onto the back wall and there's a little bit of blotchiness going on, and I think it looks quite good. So I am going to leave this spotlight here, however I am going to embed it into the wall. I wonder if I put a block in front of that, is it actually going to... let's try something. Let me get rid of this and this. Let's drill this out. Let's put in a spotlight, and I think I may try, we'll go this direction actually, weld that up. And do I actually have the materials on myself for a catwalk? I don't know if I actually do. Nah, it doesn't look like I do. Alright, so let's grab some materials for some catwalks and put a catwalk in front of that. And because these are kind of transparent, I don't know if it will... Why can't I place one there? Oh, there we go. That's why, because I can't actually place it on top of it. That's weird. I thought you could put blocks in front of a spotlight. So, yeah, it actually looks quite good. Need to turn my character's lights off though to get a full appreciation of it. Yep, I think we have a winner. Alright, so now all I need to do is make that side the same as this side. So, yeah, that's not going to be fun. But Oh well, I'll be back when it's done. And then after that, what my plan is to build the hallways that go from this door to this door and do the exact same thing on the other side as well. So, alright, I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, so now we have both stairwells complete. Yeah, I did this one off camera, so I also went ahead and I changed these catwalks to be yellow. So I really don't know which way I like better. I don't know if I like the yellow better than I like the grey. But yeah, I mean, maybe I'll make you guys make that, or let you guys make that decision. So let me know down in the comments which one you prefer, and then yeah, we'll kind of go with that. So the next thing I need to do is actually think about this tunnel, like I mentioned before. So I'm going to have to build a template for that. One thing I'm not totally happy with though is the fact that this side of the door is completely kind of like, yeah, covered. So maybe we could get rid of these 2 blocks and then leave the door like that, and perhaps I could put in some sort of a block here that transitions that piece above. So we could put in that. What other block do I have that would do the same thing but look a little bit more square? Yeah, it's not really what I'm after. That block won't do. I don't know. Is there actually a block here that will do what I want? I don't think this one will either. It's a little bit nicer. I could have sworn there was a block that went across both of these. Hang on. Let's see. Is it maybe this one? Yeah, we could do something like that actually. That doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look too bad. Or maybe it does. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Alright, so what I'm going to do is build a template or a drill guide to actually drill this space out. Probably going to need to get rid of these doors to actually get access to that template as well. So if I'm not mistaken, the template does need to be about as wide as this door. So it needs to be what? I think it was like 6 blocks wide and about 2 blocks tall. So how many blocks is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, so 5 blocks wide and about 2 blocks tall. So let me just jump into the spectator camera and check out the hallway that we made in the silo. So, oh sorry, this hallway here. This was the one that I was going to kind of model that hallway off. So we have, yeah, essentially our 1 block either side. So if I drill that out, that'll allow me to place this wall. I'm going to slow this camera down a bit. Yep, that's a bit better. Maybe a little bit faster. Okay, lights, camera, action. Yeah, as I was saying, so if I put my template here, so and then I drill out that block, that will let me put in this wall, and then I think we should be all good. And then if I drill 2 blocks high, we should be able to put in our roof. Yeah, so we need a 2x5 kind of template, L-shaped template. Project that through the mountain, and then we should be able to drill this stuff out and it actually look half decent. So alright, let me go away and create the template, create a blueprint for that, and then we'll be back. Okay, so I've gone ahead, I've built my template, as you can see here, and then what I've done is I've built 2 projectors on either side of this little ramp for when I run out of fuel and I can actually get to this cargo container. So yeah, I built 2 projectors on either side, and then basically I have projected this blueprint through the mountain. So this will kind of act as our drill guide. I may have to actually drill out or grind out this door so that I can kind of follow this path here, but I guess we'll just have to kind of wait and see how that actually goes. Now, I guess you could probably get away without, you know, making a template and making this more complicated than what it is, but since it is kind of close to this wall here, I kind of do want to use a template to drill this out, just so that I don't risk breaking through this voxel here. So I may not, honestly, it's that far away that I don't think there is any risk of actually breaking through, But yeah, I'd rather not take any chances. So yeah, that's why I've gone ahead and made this drill guide. So if we head on into the spectator camera, you can kind of see how these hallways are going to work. So we're going to have a hallway that goes along like that, and then also a hallway that goes along like that too. Now, this hallway where it joins here, I may change this to kind of a diagonal transition here, because the amount of blocks going this way is far greater than the width here. So realistically, we could probably get away with removing this lot of blocks here and making it like kind of a curved hallway. But I think what I'll do is I'll drill this out first, and then from there I'll basically start designing the hallway, and then we can kind of go from there. I think once I start designing the hallway, it'll be a little bit easier to make it kind of go in a diagonal direction here. This part here I think will still need to be kind of a right angle, but I certainly think we could put a curve on this end because it doesn't really need to be that wide. So anyway, let's get started with digging this out. Okay, and here we have it. So we've got our 2 tunnels dug, so we should be able to put in our hallway with not too many problems. I think this one here on the right is a little bit neater than the one on the left, but neither of them poke through the side of the silo, so that is exactly what I wanted. Alright, so now comes the fun task of actually getting these things filled out. Now, if I go into my spectator camera and we have a look at the hallway that was, that is kind of inspiring this one, you can kind of see that I've got this like, yeah, this kind of area underneath here where I've got these blocks here. I can't remember what they're called. I think they're called light panels. I don't know if I'm going to do that in these hallways, but I don't know. I guess we'll build the hallway itself. And then we'll kind of go from there and make our decision. Well, I've got at least one hallway mostly complete. Yeah, the only problem is that there is no block that I can kind of put here, so I think I'm going to have to rethink the roof. Also, another thing I noticed as well is this portion of the hallway is actually longer than this portion of the hallway. So if we have a look here, I've got my lights spaced about 1 block away from the door, and then if I follow that back, you know, it kind of gets to this point, and then there's a block free. And then if I go on this side, block free, light, 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 and you can see this one is actually right next to the door. So yeah, I totally didn't notice that this was going to be a different length, this hallway compared to the other one. So yeah, there's that as well. But that's not really too big of a deal because I think the lighting distribution is pretty good anyway. Now, so like I was saying before, I'm going to have to change these blocks here to something else. So I think what I'm going to do is just change these to 2x1 tips. Although we're going to have to change this arrangement here as well. So we'll just go for these ones here. And obviously we'll make these this color. Alright, so let's put a whole bunch of these in. And then I'm thinking as well, I might cut this corner up a little bit, so make the corner not so sharp. Now, what I was thinking of doing as well is making it like almost completely diagonal, this hallway, or at least quite a bit. But I don't know if... See, if I make this wall here diagonal as well, then I'm going to have to change the location of this, and it's going to have to kind of go like that. So I don't know if I put in blocks such as, I think it would be this one here, like that, and then like that. I don't know if I'll be able to put lights next to those. So yeah, that's one potential downside, but I guess I'm just gonna have to, you know what, let's test it out and see if that is actually the case. So get rid of all this stuff and get rid of these. And is that about where I want it? Maybe. Alright, let's put in one of these. Now, how am I gonna put this block in? I think I can just go like this. And then we could put in some more blocks behind those to join all this up. So like that, but obviously I've got to drill the voxels out. Alright, so if I want the roof to kind of contour with that, I'd have to get rid of this one and probably go for my curved blocks at this point. Is that where I want them to be? Could even make them a little bit shallower. So that is 1 block away from the corner, and that is 1 block away from the corner. Okay, so that actually doesn't look too bad, I suppose. And I suppose I could even just leave the corner like this. Although it does look a little bit silly with this corner being here, so I might need to take in this wall a little bit. So maybe I should probably weld some stuff up to get rid of some steel plates. Alright, so here we go. I went ahead and I got rid of the other blocks and I changed them to these 2x1 bases. So yeah, it looks okay. I did like the other look a fair bit better than I like this one, because this bit just looks like it weirdly hangs down. So I don't know, we'll kind of see how it looks once I finish this kind of curve. So I've gone ahead and I've ground back quite a few blocks. I think it must be something like 4 blocks on either side, or 3 blocks on either side, something like that. So yeah, it's a fair bit. So I think we can start our kind of curve from this point onwards. So I believe we need these blocks here. Actually, it's the same blocks as the other side, really. Just upside down. Alright, cool. So that's basically where our hallway is going to end up. And then from there, we need to put in... I think we can use these blocks. These ones here. Am I right or am I wrong? Yep. No, we can use these ones. Cool. And then something like that. The only problem is this kind of catwalk doesn't really fit in with that whole theme. So I think what I'll do first though is I'm going to fill in this roof, because then I can get a little bit of a better idea of what everything's going to look like once the roof is actually filled in. And I think if I make it a little bit wider at this point than at this point, then it does kind of allow me to put some lights on the roof. I suppose I could probably squeeze it in a little bit more though, and maybe on this side too. So I don't know, I'll put the roof on, I'll experiment with the lights, and then I can kind of figure out how wide it actually needs to be. Okay, so there we go. That's that wall moved forward by 1 block, and I think that looks a fair bit better. The only thing that doesn't look better is obviously this floor here. So what I was thinking of doing is maybe cutting this catwalk off at this point here and just kind of capping it like what I've got here. Obviously this one is too far back though. It should actually be here, so I'm gonna have to change that later. But anyway, you kind of get the idea of what it's actually going to look like. So I'm not sure if I cut it off at this point or if I cut it off at this point. I think maybe this point makes more sense. So from here on out, this point onwards is basically just, yeah, you can see I had to put one with a railing here. Yeah, from this point out, it's just basically straight up interior walls. So I don't know if that's what I really want to do though. So maybe what I can do is, I know I'm going to get rid of these, so grind some of these down, get some materials for these, and I'll put a couple just here and see what they look like. Alright, and there we go. So yeah, that actually looks pretty good. It does widen out the hallway a little bit here, but it's not terribly noticeable. And with the configuration the way it is, at least I can put some lights on the roof. Now, I don't know if I really need them though, to be honest. Yeah, I definitely need them for this corner. I gotta say though, I am kind of happy with the orange lighting the way it is, so maybe I might just use orange lighting only in this room. Yeah, it is a little bit of a conundrum as to what I'm going to do with the lighting in this corner. I am thinking I really do want the light source to be on the floor, so maybe we can kind of cheat the game a little bit, grind these blocks out and put something behind. I don't know if I'll be able to do that though. Might as well get rid of these blocks, because I don't really need those. And let's put one here. So what will we have? We've got this block, I believe. So yeah, that block and then that block. So what I could do is grab an interior light and let's change the values of this. So we put that light behind, and then we put some of these blocks in front, and let's see what happens.
Energy critical.
Turn my light off here. Alright, I think I'm gonna need to bump up the intensity of that thing. Maybe I'll go for 10 meters on the radius. And yeah, it kind of does light up this side of the hallway a little bit, but I think, yeah, in order to make this hallway work properly, I think I'm going to need to put some lights on the roof. So, alright, let's go ahead and do that then. Alright, so here we go. This is what the hallway basically looks like. with the lights on the roof. I think I might need to dial down the radius of these things. I might turn it down just a little bit, so let's just do that. Alright, so I'm thinking they're at 6.25 meters, I think, at the moment, so let's maybe drop them down to 5.75 and see what that looks like. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit nicer. It's not as bright, so, but you can still kind of see the extents of the hallway. I am actually tempted to get rid of this light and this light as well, because they kind of stick out a little bit. So yeah, the other thing is too, I'm not sure about this wall. The texture of it's a little bit, I don't know, I don't really love it too much. I was thinking about putting a window here, but I don't even know if that would look any good either. So yeah, so I think overall the hallway's looking pretty good. So now all I got to do is do the same thing on the other side. I am really happy with how this curve came out. I am glad that I went this route rather than just making a boring square hallway. So yeah, definitely think it's worked out pretty well. So anyway, guys, that's all I pretty much got time for in this episode. So really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time.